I co-founded Instadeep as a bootstrap, literally 2 laptops, with this notion bridge between developing world and developed world, with partners such as Google, BioNTech, which ultimately decided to acquire the company. Those companies are at the bleeding edge of innovation. So at Instadeep, we're passionate about building AI that benefits everyone.
Hello guys, so we are now in Paris at today's AI Summit, and here with you on Out-Innovate and our guest, Karim Beguir, who is founder and CEO of Instadeep. And it was in 2022, it was acquired by BioNTech, the company behind Pfizer, which developed as well COVID vaccine, and Instadeep provides some for data intelligence for enterprises. So great to have you here, Karim.
Pleasure to be with you. Yeah.
So you have as well the first Tunisian AI startup on such a big scale. So can you tell us about your background? You started the company 10 years ago. So can you tell us how did you get into artificial intelligence and machine learning at that time?
Absolutely. So I've been passionate about applied mathematics since a young age. And after my studies at École Polytechnique in France and then in the US at the Current Institute of Mathematical Sciences, I came back to Europe. And ultimately, I felt, looking at my childhood in Tunisia and in Africa, that there was a real potential to show that young talents in Africa could compete and innovate. And so I co-founded Instadeep as a bootstrap, literally 2 laptops, with this notion that we could really build a dream team, a sort of bridge between developing world and developed world. And through passion, hard work, and now it's our 10-year anniversary, we actually managed to build a company that is significant in terms of its capabilities, both in innovation but also in execution. So we are a partner to enterprise customers, but we also conduct advanced AI research.
And at the time, did you target customers worldwide, or did you target your clients in Africa?
So initially we started in North Africa, but then we headquartered the company in London. And the London ecosystem was actually very helpful to us in terms of finding our first customers. Instadeep caters to elite customers, enterprise customers, people doing innovation, people wanting to be at the bleeding edge. And so many of the projects we did with partners such as Google, BioNTech, which ultimately decided to acquire the company, now part of BioNTech Group. So those companies are at the bleeding edge of innovation, and they saw Instadeep as a great partner to accelerate in AI. They have already AI capabilities, but with us, we could do more and take it to the next level, and it's been an exciting journey. And today, Instadeep is really about working with advanced companies to give them that extra that makes all the difference in a very competitive world.
And how did things change for you after acquisition by BioNTech? Did you start focusing more on healthcare, biotech providing data intelligence, or do you still work with other enterprises?
So we've been great partners with BioNTech since 2019. So we have a great collaboration between the teams at the technical, scientific level. So from that point of view, there hasn't been much change because we already work very closely together. And at the same time, Instadeep is also open for business for external parties on the enterprise. And we have 2 major focus areas. In biology, we're focused on LLMs and AI for life sciences. To give you an idea, our nucleotide transformer was the most downloaded model in the world for genomics, last on HuggingFace. And at the same time, we also have industrial optimization capabilities that have nothing to do with biology, which is more about taking a complex problem such as, for example, railway scheduling at the scale of a country like we do in Germany, and tackle those problems with AI. So it's very exciting because I have a team who's passionate about AI, and we're working on very exciting different problems, but making sure every time we are at the forefront of innovation and cutting edge in what we do.
And in your talk, you as well talked about the acceleration of AI, and that as well AI becomes faster and as well more adopted. So what's your opinion on GPU and LPU? And do you plan to use LPUs as well?
So at Instadeep, we're experts in both GPUs. We have our data center, which we run, which is kind of unusual. Most people just go on the cloud. Of course, we have cloud partners, but we also have built our own on-premise supercomputing asset. And we are also experts in Google TPUs. So I would say we will see how things evolve. I think NVIDIA and Jensen have done an amazing job. We've been partner, we've been an inception company, and then an elite partner to NVIDIA over the years. So we're very excited to see the amazing progress NVIDIA is doing with now the next generation of B100 chips coming in soon. TPUs also are quite remarkable, and we have built great capabilities in terms of, for example, bringing modern and machine learning frameworks such as JAX to deploy at scale on TPUs. So for now, GPU plus TPU, and we will see what the future offers.
And what about LPUs, like what Grok does?
Well, we haven't tested them yet. For us, what's important is also making sure that we have the right software capabilities, but definitely would love to try it out one of these days.
And what are your thoughts on open source and closed source AI? Like, what do you suppose?
Yeah, it's a very hot sort of area. I would say that open source has been very beneficial to the ecosystem. Instadeep benefited from it in the early days, and now we're actually a strong contributor to open source. We have more than 30 research papers published last year, 4 JAX frameworks, so we regularly outsource and provide value to the ecosystem. At the same time, there is a debate about open versus closed, but I believe this is really at the frontier in terms of innovation when you're training models that are very, very large. This is something worth having the debate on. But by and large, open source has been very beneficial to the ecosystem and should definitely continue.
And as well, from geographical points of view, you told that you are active in Africa, Europe, and in the US. So what differences in AI development and AI adoption among enterprises do you see in this region?
It's a very good question. If you look, for example, at the big players in AI, in the US, AI innovation is driven by large companies, Microsoft, Google, Tesla, etc. In China and in Asia, is driven by governments, which are putting massive resources. So one is corporate-led, one is sort of like government-led. Europe, I think, has great talent, and I think is becoming more and more a rich tech ecosystem. And it's a bit the same in Africa, except that you need to educate the talent more. But I am very optimistic about talent from the developing world. Instadeep now is present in 4 African countries. We just opened our office in Kigali in Rwanda, and I am amazed by the passion, the thirst for knowledge, the thirst for challenge. And the ideal is to build a bridge, a harmonious development between Africa, the developing world, and advanced economies such as in Europe, like here in Paris, which is becoming really a hotspot for AI. And there is a possibility to make this a win for all, and this is what I am fighting for.
Yeah, that's great. And can you tell us well what's next for Instadeep? What do you work on currently on?
So at Instadeep, we're passionate about building AI that benefits everyone. And I'm very, very excited about our progress in genomics with our latest generation of models. And I'm very optimistic also about our industrial optimization capabilities. So we're having fun, we're excited, and we want to make a positive contribution to all.
And as well, you talked about the future of collaborative AI agents. So can you tell more about this?
Yes, I think we're going to go through a paradigm change where today it's LLM, it's all about question and answers, towards a world where it's all about agents. Agents are systems, AI systems that act in the world, where they digitally think about a system like browsing the internet and clicking and doing things, or in the physical world, think about humanoid robotics or cars, like in the case of Tesla. And so this notion of agent is extremely powerful because it will have a much bigger impact. And with agents comes the notion of collaboration between different systems that are acting and learning from each other, a bit like human civilization operates with different experts collaborating and coming together. So I think this is what is happening. At Instadeep, we're at the forefront of this revolution. We've done tremendous innovation, sort of like synchronizing or collaborating multiple agents together to get fantastic results. And I think this is a great opportunity for the enterprise, for companies, to future-proof their business by developing their own agents, amplifying their natural strengths in their own data, domain expertise, simulation capabilities. We're just at the beginning of this phase, and I think in a few years, we'll talk a lot more about agents than we talk about LLMs.
Yeah, and the last question, when do you think we will see AGI?
It's a good one, good question. Ray Kurzweil says 2029. I would say he's had an incredible track record having made these predictions more than 20 years ago. But perhaps now with AI accelerating itself and the crazy investments we're seeing, it might happen in the next 3 years.
Okay, let's see.
Absolutely.
Thank you for today's conversation and sharing your success story and development with us.
Thank you. My pleasure.